I'm Andy Dion, and you're watching.
Hey now.
Hello.
What's happening?
Oh, you know, Saturday night. Hope I keep my internet. Storms going around.
Me too.
Yeah, Tony, man, it's been so hot.
Yeah.
North Carolina, good God, man.
Yeah. Mine was going in and out earlier, an hour or so ago. A storm rolled through, strong one too.
Yeah, we're getting it now.
Nice to see you guys.
Yes.
You
Yes,
go.
me too.
What's happening this week?
Always good. I'm glad it's Saturday.
I know, right?
That's for sure.
I know. So, Quiet Riot tonight. Welcome, everybody. July 17th, 2021, little after 9 here on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
All of us here are East Coast folks. Yeah, welcome.
Yes.
Yeah. Talk Quiet Riot tonight. We got a lot of cool stuff to
Yeah, so you're saying it like the English guy said it and was misheard, and that's why it's Quiet Riot, because the guy said quite right, you know?
Quite right.
That's what he said, and then they misheard it and like Quiet Riot, that's better. But you know, it could either be English or Southern when you say it. Quiet Riot. Don't know.
Quiet Riot.
Right?
We have a unboxing.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yes, and this unboxing is a gift from last week's special guest.
Mr. Perry Richardson.
Cool. Very cool.
That was a fun show.
Exciting.
That was a fun show.
So, yeah, curious to see
what a cool guy he was.
Guys, remember the story he told us before we came on the show?
Yeah, holy cow.
Jeez.
I told my wife that story. She's like, really? Yeah. That's a little nut.
We can't tell you guys that story, but it's a great story.
It's a doozy.
Man.
If you ever meet him, you'll have to ask him, but yeah, we can't repeat that.
Yes. Green room only on that story.
Yeah.
For sure. Who's here in the chat, Brandon?
Well, let me find out here. If I click the little 3 dots over there, and I can look at participants. We got Bent Tom right there on the 1s and 2s with the headset. we got Black Jack Guitar. Browns fan. Chris Bevan.
Yes.
Got Christopher Live Sawa. Hey, dude. Dan of New Jersey. I hope you have your internet, Dan, still.
Yeah.
Got the Hitman, Dwight Bailey.
Dwight.
Of course, T-Cake. Janice Lala. Hi, Janice. Lenny Lou and Mary. Lenny, I have something I just finished boxing up that's going to be going out either tomorrow or Monday.
Hot damn.
Nightbot's here. Quentin James. Quentin
Quentin.
James
Not
here.
Quinn. How you doing,
Oh,
bro?
dear Lord.
Richard Poole.
Richard.
And
How you doing, bro?
Sandra. Sandra Bricorni. Yes. Heart hand Sandra. And
Six-string
Tinkerbell.
Brian.
Tinkerbell. Oh, Six String Brian just joined.
Yeah.
Yep. Tinkerbell.
Brian,
What's going on, Brian?
Tinkerbell in the house. So welcome everybody.
Yeah, nice to
People
see
will keep
you guys.
bopping in. Half Face just came in.
Face.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dave, how you doing, bro?
So Tony,
Yo.
saying that you got like an unenveloping and an
Yeah, dude, we
unboxing.
do.
What else did you
Nice
get?
one.
I know you got stuff. You always
Yeah.
get stuff.
There, let me.
So what you got?
Let's show the kids what we're gonna be giving away
nice.
Okay.
a little later on.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
this Rudy Sarzo
Oh, a nice Rudy Sarzo Dio
when he
pick.
was with Dio?
Cool.
Wow,
Man, that is beautiful.
that is.
Yeah, that's cool with the logo.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna.
That's cool.
On the new front this week, there's let's show you that one.
Nice.
Wow.
That's cool.
Crimson Glory.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've got the whole band of that. There is a couple of these.
Wow.
Ah, there you go, man.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, that's great.
That's cool.
Here's a really cool one. This is from 1995 reunion tour.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Very underrated band, UFO.
Rudolph.
Nice.
Not
Super
Rudolph.
cool.
Michael.
That's a Michael.
Yep.
That's killer.
Dude.
Yeah, that
That's
was a
awesome.
rare.
those are
find
cool
right there.
graphics.
Yeah.
Yeah, the green pops on the black.
I like it.
What else? There's this, and this
Nice.
goes back
Oh,
to
dude.
like '86, back when they were doing all the MTV hits
Yep.
and stuff.
Why does it have a hole punch? Did someone wear it as a necklace?
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah. Yeah.
they did, I guess.
Cool.
Nice.
All
That's cool.
right,
That's
so
totally cool.
let me pop this back up. So this,
Yep.
that's
looks
the
stage
giveaway.
That's the giveaway. Stay tuned for trivia later in the show.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Yep. Charles, what's new, buddy?
Work.
Anything good? Yeah. How's work
Working
going?
this heat, man.
I guess you're busy. You got to be busy
It's
with
ridiculous.
those pools, man. I remember putting in pools when I was home from college in the summer, and that was brutal. And I was 19.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so those 17-hour days, finishing up 3 pools in a day.
I'm fortunate
Oh,
we have young guys who do a lot of hard work. So
very good. Yeah.
I'm very fortunate that way, but I do
That's-
get out there and I work.
That's the hardest job I've ever had, but it was the most honest work that I've ever done.
Oh, like going pole.
Yeah. It's just been so hot. This is just the worst part of the year. I mean,
Right.
Tony
Yeah.
knows. I sent him a stupid text. I'll tell you guys a short stupid story. 2 days ago, or I think it might even been yesterday, I'm standing at a pool. I'm looking down in it, and I'd been there for like 2.5, 3 hours working on the system, trying to get things running. And I had just about got to where I was good. Things were about ready. I was cleaning up, but I'm standing there, and guys, it was 96 degrees, and I was so soaking wet from sweat that I may as well have just jumped in the pool. That's how wet I was. It was ridiculous. And so I pulled my phone out, and I think I was half delirious when I did it, but I pulled up Tony and I sent him, I think it was a text, not a messenger, but just a text on my phone. And I said, hey, it's 96 degrees. I'm 2 degrees away from a crappy boy band.
Yeah,
And I sent it to him just like that. And it was real funny to me at the time. I was laughing hysterically when I sent it. But anyway, yeah, that's how it's been. So
Yeah, it's
there you
hot
go.
and humid here
Yeah, man.
in these days. Storms every afternoon.
Yeah.
And you get under one, and we had some really high winds here earlier.
Yeah.
Limbs down, all over the place, and internet going in and out. But yeah, it's calmed down now. But
Yeah.
hot and sticky.
Yeah. Yep. That sounds like an album. Someone's,
Hot
you know,
sticky.
should be a
Now-
name of an
Maybe.
album.
Now,
Steel Panther, maybe.
do,
Hey,
do any of you guys feel like
Lexi left Steel Panther.
I
Yeah,
heard
That's
wow.
I
what
just
I
barely
heard.
heard it. I don't know anything
I,
about
I
it.
thought it was
I didn't know
BS,
that.
but I guess it's not. So
I can't imagine Steel Panther with anyone other than Lexi in it as a baseball.
I don't know, because if you read the caption, I read it. It's like it said the pandemic of 2020 to 2037. I'm like, what?
Oh, it may not be real. Oh,
I don't know.
He's got some sort of dog grooming business. He does
Yeah, but
something with the
Yeah, make it.
hairstyling of the animals,
Do
and
you think that's really true?
apparently it's lucrative. He's leaving Steel Panther because of it.
I don't know, man. But
Yeah,
hey, whatever. To each his own, and good luck to him. But yeah, I don't know. I've seen them before.
Maybe that's not the only reason, but
No,
that's
maybe.
what the news flash said,
Yeah.
that he was
Wow.
leaving them to do this business.
They do goof
venture.
around with stuff because then there could be some other reason, but they don't want to put it out there, which is their business. It's fine. But
Who are they gonna get? Do you think?
I don't know. They were throwing rumors out that he was going to go to Megadeth. I was like, come on, man.
Well, I mean, it's hard to tell sometimes what's a joke because, like, even on their website, it says, "This is Lexi's story. He started his size business, Sexy Lexi's Prettiest Pets, to bring in money for Botox during lockdown." So it might all be a joke. It's hard to tell.
You never know. You never know. You really never know. So,
or it could be that he's actually leaving, but then the story on the website is just.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just a cover. It's a cover up for something, which is fine, But anyway, let's talk about Quiet Riot, man. Freaking Randy Rhoads, man.
Yeah,
that I miss him. Randy Rhoads and Kelly Garney formed that band in '73. That's I mean, in their first two albums, they didn't even sell in the U.S.
Japanese only.
Japanese only. Yep, and they finally got signed with Metal Health, right, in '83.
Yep, Pasha Records.
Yep. And what did you say back in the green room, Chris? That was the first number one metal album
to ever top number one. And to be honest with you, I didn't do my research beyond this. Maybe someone can say in the chat, but I don't think there ever was a number one metal album again. Metal's usually not a number one.
No, and that thing was huge. That was huge.
That kind of jump started the whole hair metal trend.
Yeah. Metallica's out.
Yeah.
Oh, Black Album. Was that number one? Could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that number one?
I thought it was. Let's see.
Probably right, because Roll the Bones was number two, so it probably was. They came out the same day. Yeah. September of '91.
Yeah, man.
Well, yeah. So let's see. They list a bunch of other bands, but I wouldn't consider any of the other ones they list metal. But Metallica from '91, yeah, did hit number one. But the other ones they're listing are like rock bands. I'm like, no. Like Def Leppard, that's not a metal band.
Which one? Hysteria?
Adrenalize.
That went to number one?
Oh, wow.
2 weeks. April 4th and 11th, 1992.
What else?
Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion 2. They're not metal.
How long?
Let's go back. Use Your Illusion 2. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Metallica was 4 weeks. Skid Row, Slave to the Grind, 1 week. Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood, 2 weeks. Bon Jovi, New Jersey, 4 weeks. Again, Bon Jovi's not metal.
That's not metal.
Guns N' Roses, Appetite, 5 weeks.
But they call those metal?
Yeah, well, these are like, journalists that don't know a lot about music, probably, that just need to fill space.
I mean, Quiet Riot by today's standards would not.
No.
Metal Health, 1 week, for the week of November 26, 1983, yeah. So I guess
Metal Health at that time, though.
Yeah.
At the time
songs on the radio, that was killer.
It was pretty hard.
Yeah.
That was pretty hardcore for '83.
That was great. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I knew this before, but that reality show Botched with the plastic surgeons.
Oh yeah.
His younger brother, Terry Dubrow, is one of the doctors. Kevin Dubrow's brother.
That's his brother. I didn't know that.
Yeah. If you look, that's his brother. So it's
Ooh.
kind of, I think he's mentioned it once or twice. I don't watch it a lot, but it's if you're flipping through and you see him on there, it's pretty cool. Because you look at him, you're like, okay, you can kind of see the resemblance. But
now this is disappointing. Metallica Load and Reload spent time at number 1. That should have never happened.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
At that point, they were
I
alternative.
guess you could call Pantera. I would call that metal. Far Beyond.
Oh yeah,
Driven.
Far Beyond Driven was
Pantera is
number
definitely
one.
metal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All the
definitely.
rest of these I wouldn't call metal. Like, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Van Halen, Korn.
Which Van
Limp
Halen,
Bizkit.
right? Fuck that one.
You're gonna be disappointed. It was the
Balance?
that compilation. Best of Volume 1. Oh, Balance did too. Balance as well.
It was
Balance and Best of. Best of Volume 1 and Balance. But I wouldn't call either of those metal.
Kurt, what's going on, bro?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't call Load and Reload metal either. That's more.
No, I would just call them crap. But no. Seriously, I agree with you. I wouldn't call them metal.
It's alternative rock.
Yeah, it's alternative.
Oh my god.
I love Metallica, just not those 2 albums.
I know. You crack me up.
Oh, sorry.
It's funny. No, it's all
But I
good.
do love Rob Trujillo. I think he's the best thing to happen to them since what's his name died? Cliff Burton.
Cliff Burton. Well, did you see his son? His son's really good.
His son is
Trujillo's
insane.
kid. He's really good.
You want to talk about genetics like that? I met Jaco Pastorius' sons once. One plays bass and one plays drums, and they're both just sick musicians.
We know
Anyway, off topic.
we know another kid of a famous musician that's pretty good.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Wolfgang.
Yeah, he's opening up for Guns N' Roses. Tony's getting excited, aren't you?
Yeah, wait.
I am getting
Coming up
excited,
soon.
but
What is the show you guys are going to?
You go in September?
Yep.
GNR and Wolfgang.
It's gonna be cool.
Yeah,
October?
and
September.
Is it
September 29th.
Oh,
It's a
nice.
Wednesday. Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm also going to Kiss in Raleigh out
cool.
at the amphitheater August the 28th,
Ooh.
Saturday. So we'll do some sort of Kiss concert. Show me your pick. It won't be the regular style show me your pick show, but we'll do something pre-Kiss show here on the channel for
Fruitcake.
sure.
Isn't David Lee Roth opening the Kiss show?
Yeah,
Oh wow,
That's cool.
yeah.
that's cool.
Fun.
I bought my first tickets for a show. I'm going to see John 5 and Ingve in November.
Cool.
Cool.
What are they playing?
What's that?
Is that at the Chance?
Yeah, at the Chance in Poughkeepsie.
Nice.
So
That Kiss tour starts in early August. The GNR tour starts the last day of July.
wow. Who's in
and
DLR? Who's in David Lee Roth's band? Did they mention it or no?
I don't know if it's the same cats. Now he began with a drummer and had to get another drummer. I don't know why, but
Okay.
yeah, and that happened shortly after the Kiss tour and his date started. It was after Vegas.
All right.
Yeah, but I guess the same cats who were there in the past, but yeah, we'll be keeping a close eye on that tour as well as the Wolfgang GNR tour.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
absolutely.
My kids are dragging me off to the new version of Judas Priest. I'm excited to go, but I grew up on the old original version, so this is going to be kind of like, what's it going to be like? Oh, I know, it's going to be like seeing Van Halen without Van Halen. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm excited. I can't wait. It's going to be a good family night, and it's going to be real cool. And it's just a couple of weeks before the Wolfgang Guns N' Roses show. So
It's just a little warm up, man. It's a little warm up.
exactly.
There you go.
It's always good.
Yep.
Priest just announced 2 days ago a 42 CD box set.
Wow.
Oh.
And not
Really?
to be outdone, Iron Maiden released a new single the same day because they always compete.
They did. Yeah, they did release a new song.
Wow.
Both simultaneously. The Priest
Yep.
announcement and the Maiden were on the same day.
They have the same publicist.
No, they compete.
I know. Hey, Charles, I know you got stories about Quiet Riot. You have to. I know you have some stories.
I've got a story I could tell you guys, and it a fragment of this story I've been telling for 40 years, but the whole meat of the story came into focus when Tony decided to do a show about Quiet Riot. So I'll take you guys back. It's only take a few minutes. I'll take you guys back to 1980. It's just before Christmas. Just before Christmas, maybe the end of November. And a band named Snow is playing in a showcase of heavy metal. It's 2 nights, Friday and Saturday night, 2 shows each night, 2 bands playing. I believe the other band was a band named Sarge, S-A-R-G-E. And it seems to me there may have been a third band. There possibly could have been a third band. But the band Snow is the band that was sort of headlining that evening.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a popular sold-out Whiskey A Go-Go Sunset Boulevard weekend with just regular Sunset bands. Now, Carlos Cavazzo was the lead guitar player in Snow.
Right.
And
So Carlos is in Snow. Anybody else who it
at
in
the
that
time
band?
there's no, but that evening, it just so happens that Frankie Bonelli was in the club for one of the shows that evening. Had no connection at that time. It was, I would say, 3 to 4 months possibly before Kevin started coming around, and before he went up into Snow's dressing room and stole Carlos out from under him. Stole him out from under him. But let me get back to the original part of the story. I don't want to get lost, guys. So it's a Saturday night. They've already done the Friday night, and we're coming into Saturday night, still sold out, wonderful crowds, rock and roll, hair metal. And everyone's there. Everyone, Stephen Piercy, Robin Crosby was hanging out. He was there for both nights the whole time. And all the guys from the crew, Don Dawkin, Lars Ulrich, and James were there. I believe I saw Cliff.
Hey, Johnny.
And I didn't see Dave on that particular weekend, but it was the time when Dave was coming around. But I didn't see him that weekend. But we saw everybody else. I mean, everybody was there. And so there's a roadie for Snow. I believe his name was Ross. I think his name was Ross. And he had a sister. His sister was dating Carlos Cavazzo. Okay? His sister was drunk. And his sister was becoming hard to deal with. She was backstage. She was up in the dressing room. And she got to the point where she would come downstairs and go out into the club and come right back up and go right back and back. And she was coming. And on that evening, I'm working the doorway. I have a checklist for guests, VIPs. There's 375 people, and a club is supposed to hold about 327. We're over capacity. And I was working. I'm working. Tommy Lee comes up to me and he says, Chuck, man, we got to do something about this. I forget her name. Even if I remembered it, I probably wouldn't use it. But she thoroughly humiliated herself. To this day, they're still telling stories among the family about this night. And I know she's Carlos's girlfriend. Everyone knows that she's going with Carlos, and we all know that she's the sister of Ross the roadie. And me and Ross were good buddies. I got to know a lot more roadies than I did rockers, it seems. And anyway, things kept escalating. Carlos comes downstairs to my station in the doorway, and he says, Chuck, my girlfriend's a problem. Everyone's upset. We need to get her out of the backstage. What can we do? And I look at him like, you've got to be freaking kidding me, man. I don't need this crap. I mean, literally, I hated having to deal with girlfriends, drunk girlfriends. They always end up bad. Okay, guys? It just always ends up bad. Okay?
Yeah.
I say, okay, I come up with this brilliant plan. I can't believe I'm telling you guys this story. But anyway, hey, there you go. I come up with a plan. I say, okay, look, I'm going to say that there's too many people backstage. We've got to clear the backstage out. I'm going to ask her to come out from the backstage. We'll get her down into the bar, and possibly she'll mingle down there. We'll keep her out from back. And that way, at least the backstage drama will stop. Everyone knows what I'm going to do. I told the plan. Hell, everybody knew. I go up, I get her. I do exactly that, guys. I execute that exactly as I said. I get her. We get her downstairs. She's in the bar. She's driving people nuts. She's yelling. She's loud. She's obnoxious. She's wasted. So she comes back up to the backstage door where I'm standing. I'm standing with Frankie Bonelli, Tommy Lee, Vince Neil, and Robin Crosby. She looks at me and she says, I need to get backstage. And I said, sorry, sweetheart. You can't come back right now. Guys, she made a fist and hit me the hardest that I have been hit, as hard as any man has ever hit me in that club. And I have been punched by 300-pound gorillas, okay? And almost knocked me out.
Wow.
Before I could respond, a waitress named Cherie, and Cherie, if you happen to hear this, sweetheart, I love you. I love you.
Hi, Cherie.
Cherie came up from the side, and out of my peripheral, I saw her. It's called the service round. It's about this big a round. You can put about 8 drinks on it. It's what a waitress carries her drinks.
Yeah. Yep.
She clocks this girl upside the head and just knocks her out of my vision. Just knocks her, just wham.
Wow.
Proceeds to jump on her and just beat on her, okay? All the rockers that I just mentioned, they scattered, okay? All of them gone. They're in the stairways and shit. So I'm pulling Cherie off of her. Now, Ross and Carlos come scooting down, boom, they're right there behind me. Carlos is on my ear over here, Ross is here, and Ross is saying, please don't hurt her, please don't hurt her, she's drunk. Don't hurt her, please don't hurt her. I'm not going to hurt her, Ross, don't worry about it. Carlos is, dude, please don't hurt her, she's drunk, please don't hurt her. Carlos, it's cool. I got this. I pull Cherie off her. This girl comes back up at me. Charlie and Randy and Louie from behind the bar, Mario's nephew, came over. The 4 of us removed this girl from the club.
Wow.
I've pulled guys bigger than me out by myself, and I got to tell you, a kicking, screaming, drunk female is about as tough as it gets, guys. Anyway, we get her outside of the club. I turn around. Carlos is standing there. Her brother is standing there. Her brother goes past me. Carlos is worried that I'm going to tell management and that Snow would be banned from the whiskey for what his girlfriend, the guy, Ross's sister, had done.
Oh, man.
And I looked at him and I said, Carl, and we're standing in the parking lot at this point. And his sister, they're about 50 feet away, and he's trying to push her away. Where they went, I don't know. But I assured Carlos, he and I had a moment right there. And I said, look, bro, don't worry about it. He said, man, she hits you hard. I tell him, I said, dude, she hit me harder than any man has hit me. Okay. I mean, literally, it was a gnarly punch. I'm still seeing stars at that moment. Now, this is 7 to 10 minutes after all of that occurred. I'm still seeing stars. Okay. The roadie, Ross, comes back over. He's apologizing to me. He's worried about the same exact thing. These guys are worried they're going to lose their position of the whiskey. And they weren't shooting stars, but they were a solid fixture on the Sunset Strip. And they played in Gazaris, they played the Starwood, they played the Troubadour, and they played the whiskey. And they were regulars. And that's where Carlos got his teeth. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And he was a shining star. Carlos Cavazo was a shining star in that band. I understand why Kevin snatched him up.
Yep.
And anyway, we work our way back into the club. I come walking back in, and Frankie is standing there with Tommy and Vince and Robin, and they're laughing. And Tommy looks at me. He looks at me and he goes, "Hey, Chuck." And he's holding up like 3 fingers, 4 fingers. He goes, "Hey, man, count my fingers. You've been knocked out, brother." Messing with me because he watched me get punched by a girl. Anyway, that's my Carlos Cavazo story. He and I, we shook hands. It was all good. That's what it was like working at the Whiskey A Go-Go on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood in 1980. Yeah.
That's a crazy story, man.
I've got a few Carlos stories. I have a few. I'll bring them out from time to time over the next few months. And
How long did Carlos and she stay together? Because I think I'd be afraid of her after that.
She came. I can tell you the end of the story. She came back to the club a week later, completely sober.
Yeah.
And
did she remember? She
gave me that. She was hugging on me, apologizing to me, swearing it would never happen again. You know, when you're not wasted, you realize the things you do. I dealt with that all the time, guys.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
We made up. It was no problem. You know, we moved on.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have that attitude.
When you're dealing with entertainers and things of that nature and their family, you have to kind of operate on a little bit different level than just some guy who's in a club and showing his ass. It's a different thing, you know. But anyway.
Wow, that's a good one.
So you told us the story a while back, Charles, about the night Carlos and his band are playing, and Kevin walks in the club, and it ends up trying to get him out of that band and in his band.
He did it. He didn't try. He did it. He,
I think that happens quite a bit.
Well, it was Kevin Dubrow. Dubrow was the name of the band, and he hadn't. Randy, when Dubrow the band started coming around, Randy was still alive. Dubrow had his band, but Randy was still alive. And then when Randy passed away, I think I told that story. My God, man, the Sunset Strip took that pretty hard. That was rough. And it was a couple of months after that I started seeing Kevin. And I didn't always see Kevin with Frankie, but I saw them together a lot. They were very good friends, very good friends. I don't know if it was lifelong friends, but they were bros. Rest in peace, both of you guys, by the way, Frankie and Kevin, you know. And so Snow, you know, was a regular band that played heavy metal shows. It was a heavy metal showcase. Snow was involved in it to some degree. They were around a lot. They were around for many years, but they never really seemed to be going anywhere. I remember, actually, funny enough, I remember a conversation I had with Vince Neil one time. And he said he was talking about Snow, and he was specifically talking about Carlos and what a wonderful guitar player Carlos was. But the gist of his conversation is that those guys just they just exist, but they're not going anywhere. And it was his opinion that he didn't think they were going to ever really go anywhere at the point they were at. So that being said, a couple of months later, I'm standing in the doorway, and it's a very busy night, very similar to the one that had happened where Carlos's girlfriend had hit me. And Kevin Dubrow comes walking up, and he's got a suit with him. And when I say a suit, it was a record company guy, an executive. They stood out like a sore thumb. I've said this before. They stand out like a sore thumb. They're executives. I don't know how to put it. And he's standing there, and he says, "Hey, Chuck." And I said, "Hey." He goes, "Can I get backstage?" I was like, "Yeah, man, go ahead." So I let him backstage, and they go straight up to Snow's dressing room, and they knock on that door. And the door opens, and they go in. And they're in there for 3 to 5 minutes. And then they come out, and they go straight down the hallway to the very back part of the upstairs. It's a very private hallway. It's about 30 feet long, and there's like an alcove just before it. And they're back there for a few minutes. And they come back and walking back out. When they came around the corner of the hallway, they were all hugging and just smiling. Very, very happy moment, it appeared. And so anyway, they said goodbye. They kind of almost hugged. Carlos went back into the dressing room, and Kevin walked past me with the executive guy. And I said this before, he might have even given me a wink when he walked by, but he goes, "Later." And I said, "Later." And then just a few moments later, the doorway opens for the dressing room, and Snow Ross, the guy with the sister that punched me, he comes walking out, and he's upset. He's walking up and down the hallway, and he was just upset. And I, "Dude, what's wrong? What's going on?" And he looks at me, and he goes, "You don't do that." I said, "What do you mean you don't do that?" And he goes, "You don't come into somebody else's dressing room and steal their guitar player right out from under them." And so I was sitting trying to figure it out, and I'm thinking, Kevin Dubrow just stole Carlos? Why? Mm-hmm. So at the time, I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea. I didn't know. There was no Quiet Riot. There was no Mental Health. There was no thing in your head, right? There was none of that.
If he's able to go right in, if Quiet Riot, they must have been making headroom there on the strip for him to immediately say yes like that.
Well, it was like he was on a mission. I've said this before. His demeanor, his character, the way that he carried himself was unique to anyone else I had met or encountered in my period of time there. He was ferocious. He was like a pit bull. Drama followed him everywhere. Nikki Sixx pulled me aside. I didn't even know who Kevin Dubrow was, and they were playing that show at the Whiskey and the Motley Crue was headlining, and Nikki pulled me aside and he said, "Charles, I don't know if you've heard of Kevin or not, but there's going to be drama." And I said to him, "What do you mean drama?" And he said, "Look, I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know where it's going to happen. I don't know what it's going to be, but you can just mark it down.
It's going to happen." Yeah.
And I said, "Well, okay, cool, And sure as shit, 35 to 45 minutes later, drama.
It's like thanks for the heads up.
Drama. And that's how it was. And I'll say this again. He was one of the best lead singers that ever came through that place when I was there. His talent was unbelievable. Unbelievable lead singer. Unbelievable talent.
I don't think Randy wanted him to be, and he was persistent about it. He's like, "No, man, I need to be in this band," or whatever. And because I don't think Randy or Kelly wanted him there, right? I mean, at least those are the stories that you hear. But,
yeah, well, that's I don't know.
But they were a pretty volatile band, after Kevin got there. So
yeah, he was a volatile guy, but
they made their mark. They definitely made their mark.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But Rudy Sarzo, and he's been in and out of the band I don't know how many times, So but he left to go to Ozzy, and then he came back. Then he left, and he came back. And so,
So I didn't see him for a while.
Yeah.
And I heard him. I didn't really get to see much at the S Festival when the crew were playing.
Mhm.
I saw a little bit more of the crew, but I listened to the whole set because I was more than a quarter mile away. I was a long way away when they first hit the stage.
I bet.
But it was one of the best shows I'd ever heard him do. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely fantastic
it's on
show.
YouTube. It's a great set.
Yeah, you can watch the whole thing. It's great. And they play classics. You know, some of the original songs are very similar to some DeBro songs.
Yeah.
And some of them are flat out Quiet Riot songs.
Yeah. Well, you know, interesting thing though, too, that I read about Randy, and when he went to Ozzy, he like the main riff from Suicide Solution was like a secondary riff from a Quiet Riot demo. What was
Doesn't surprise me at all. You know where I was. You know where I was when I heard Mental Health. First, I was in my car. I was driving in Hermosa Beach down on the Pacific Coast Highway, and that song came on the radio. And it took me 30 minutes of hard thinking to figure out where I'd heard that riff before. Where did I hear that? And then I realized it was a Snow riff, and that Kevin DuBrow, when he stole Carlos from the band Snow, he not only did that, but that was their opening song, and he turned it into $1 million hit.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man! When I finally realized I had to pull over and park, and I had my hands on my head, I was just going, "Oh my!" Yeah.
Well, you knew how to capitalize on stuff, I guess, right?
What an absolute trip! Wow.
But wouldn't whoever wrote it in Snow try to collect royalties on that since it was their song?
It's a Carlos Cavazo riff, Carlos's song.
He was still playing it. So,
They took the song, they took the riff. See, it's just the riff.
They like the guitar. They like the riff so much they took the guitars too.
They changed the song and turned it into $1 million tune because it was not the same song, but the riff was identical. It was that riff, and the way it opened the song, identical. And then Kevin put his spin on it and turned it into $1 million hit. Kevin was brilliant. He was a real pain in the ass to be around. But
you know what? A lot of those pains in the asses are pretty damn good frontmen. You know,
sing. He didn't even need a microphone. He was so good. So good.
Definitely personality.
Frankie Manelli, what a character, man. What an absolute character. He was so flippin' nice. Look, I've seen these guys wasted and straight, okay? I was fortunate enough to spend time with these guys when they were straight and when they were wasted. And I can tell you who the mean drunks are, and I can tell you who the real nice, kind drunks are. And Frank Benelli was a kind drunk. He was a very, very nice guy when he was, partying and stuff. He was always an absolute gentleman when he didn't even have to be.
Do we have a Frankie Benelli stick?
Nice.
There you go.
There you go.
Awesome. And it's signed too.
Oh, cool.
And
it's played.
Stage played.
Oh, it's played. Yep. You can see that.
Yeah.
You know what else? What else I noticed about the friendship? Because him and Kevin DuBrow are absolute best friends. You guys.
They were real close.
I don't know how long, if it was a lifetime thing since childhood, but it may as well have been. Mm-hmm. And Frankie even, I heard an interview that he was talking about, and he was saying about how he's never going to have another friend like Kevin because it took 27 years to develop their relationship anyway. And it was real sad to hear him talking about it. What was also sadder was he was talking about the future and how he wanted to go on and continue with Quiet Riot. The inevitable. But the thing about their relationship that I found really interesting is they were kind of opposites. He was not like Kevin. Kevin was ferocious. He was, he just had that personality. Frankie was more laid back.
You need that, The
fact that the two of them were such good buddies was just, I found it kind of.
You need the straight
cool,
man.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Abbott Costello, you need all that stuff.
Yeah.
Hey Tony, you got something to unbox or unenvelope?
Yeah, dude.
What do you got? I've been waiting all show for this.
All right, so we're
Those are fantastic stories, Charles. Man, I could listen to your stories all night.
I have a few guys. I'll keep them for some
I bet you
shows.
do. You know, so
um
awesome. So I'm so glad you were able to experience all that and share it with us. It's awesome.
I'm glad I can remember it. So,
Have you, Charles? Have you written any of your stories down? Like, because you seem like you got a book in you. Like my time,
Well,
no.
my
I
time in
entered-
the clubs.
I entered one of Steve Rosen's contests, and I just knew I was going to win it because the story I gave him was just out of the park. I was just out of the park story.
Nice.
Nah, nah. I love Steve. I'm not knocking Steve at all. It was cool. The guy who actually won was he had I think it was Joe Satriani's story. It was really cool. So anyway,
Okay.
yeah, it's all good though.
Nice. Yes, we have a unenveloping, I guess we'll say.
Yes.
So last week here on the show, we were lucky enough to have striper bass player Perry Richardson here as our special guest, and that was so much fun.
Mhm.
Cool guy, and he sent us a little package.
Nice. So cool.
Yeah, so kind of got an idea what's in here, but not quite 100% sure. This is going to be interesting. Let's pop this thing open.
Hey, Charles, you see the Dreamer's Life said he knows you from LA Guns.
Well, Charles, I didn't know you were in LA Guns.
No, but I knew all those guys. Knew them all.
Small
Did
world.
you seriously, the Dreamer's Life?
Yeah, he's
Well,
been
he and I
good.
need to talk. I've been,
Yeah.
you know what? I spread myself so thin, and we're talking about Will. Is that what we were talking about?
Yeah, Will.
Yeah, but he's
Okay.
got a great channel. I've checked it out. I just haven't spent any time on there. I'm sorry, Will. I'm just, But anyway, yeah, I'd love to talk with you about that.
Oh wow,
Is there
guys!
any concert tickets in there, Tony, for
Dude.
upcoming striper shows?
VIPs to
Ooh.
tour Lamont. No, I'm kidding.
Damn.
All right, so let's
You
make
got a
sure
lot of
there's nothing in between those. So this is. Oh, and there's a note in there too. So this is what's in this envelope. There's more stuff in here, but this is what is in here.
There's
And
pictures.
it's different styles too, different
Oh, nice.
kinds. Oh, okay. So Perry sent us 4. Let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4 8x10s
Nice.
of 2 different versions. This is one version.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool.
Wow.
Super cool, man.
Signed them too. Nice.
There's 2 of that style,
Very cool.
and there's 2 of this style, and this is really cool too. Check this out.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh man, that's awesome.
That's
There's 2
badass.
of those.
Badass.
Check out that badass belt buckle, man.
Yeah, no shit. That's cool.
That's super cool.
So there's 2.
That's awesome.
There's one style of one and one style of the other.
Very cool.
2 of each. Yeah, dude.
You gonna get those framed, Tony?
I'm gonna send you guys out a lot of this stuff.
Well, if you only got 4, keep one and send one to each
Well,
of you guys.
hang on. There's more stuff in this envelope,
But wait, there's more.
and there is a note too.
Excuse me.
All right.
Tony, your ink's looking good. Your tattoo's looking good and shiny there.
Yeah, we were talking about that
Yeah.
earlier. Look nice and
Yeah.
bright.
Color looks
Check this out. Oh my lord, they come tumbling out, and there's nothing
good. I heard
more in this.
picks.
Yeah, I see
Dude.
one of them. I see one over there.
Yeah,
Oh, you see one. You see
I see
it?
one.
Yeah, okay. So let me, they're spilling out. Let me make sure none ran under there. All right. So
at least a couple.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The magic number is 7.
Oh, nice.
So he sent us.
Nice.
He
Oh,
sent
sweet.
us.
That's a cool pick.
That's awesome, man.
Cool.
Super nice, man.
That's
Sent
cool.
us those
Very cool.
in
Very
the
nice,
pack
very-
too. And
very
there
nice
is
of
a
Barry.
nice note under his letterhead. Holy crap! And this is, I'm gonna get this framed, dude. You're gonna dig this. To everyone at Show Me Your Pick, thanks for everything. You rock, Perry Richardson.
Nice.
That is a classy gentleman.
That is awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, frame that, man. Put it right on the wall.
That is awesome.
Really is.
And it's actually readable. Usually they're not readable. It's like, but you know, like when you
Good
get like,
point.
you know, guitar players, bass players are like, scratch it out. But you can actually
Yeah,
read
he's
that.
got good handwriting.
No, he
Mine.
was like, I mean, super classy, super nice
cool.
guy. Like just
Very cool.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good stuff, man.
Nice.
interesting too. He like from country to metal, you know, like
Yep.
you know, everything
From
in between.
metal to country to metal again. So,
Yeah, right.
very versatile. Look at that.
Well, and even like, you know, doing like the monitors and helping run sound with
That was a great
one
story
country gig.
too.
Like, yeah, that was awesome.
You know, Craig was.
And he's like, "Oh, you play bass?" And he's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I play bass."
Yeah. Yeah, I diddle around
Yeah, I
with
play
it a little bit.
Yeah.
I play a little. That's cool. Good deal. That was a nice gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's a nice-
so,
Nice hole you got there.
yeah. So all you, Tommy, Brendan, Sandra, Kid, and Mr. Charles, I'm gonna send you guys some combination of 8x10s or guitar picks from
Very
Perry
cool.
Richardson.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thanks,
Thank you, Perry.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
Gary.
Cool.
Thanks, both of you. Thanks,
Goodness,
Gary.
man.
Sweet. Sweet.
Outstanding.
Jiggy.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
So there, I had our names shut off.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I noticed different with Perry too is like when I've come across musicians that are professional, they know it's their career, so they're polite, they're everything. But it was to me immediately evident that he was just genuine. It wasn't like there was no shtick, there was no, oh, you got to pump my album. It was just like, hey, I'm just here to chill and talk about whatever you want. Like,
I got that vibe. You remember when Billy Sheehan was on? I think was on Johnny's show.
Yeah,
Same kind of vibe. So
same vibe. Yep.
yeah, but yeah, he was that. He almost looks like Axl Rose in that picture, Tony. That pose. You know, he's got a little Axl Rose esque to it. You know,
If I could, well, have any hair, but have that hair, man.
that's.
I don't think blonde would work on me, but in my natural color, if I could have that hair back.
Did you say that, Charles? To him?
My hair was curly when I had hair.
What was that?
Did you say he had the best hair, or was
Dude.
that Tom?
Maybe with the
So
exception
Charles
of John Bon Jovi, because Bon Jovi had some pretty killer hair in the 90s.
Yeah.
Perry's hair was just killer. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of guys had great hair, but Perry's hair was
Sure.
as good as anybody, man.
Yeah.
His
It
hair
was
was-
Charles
And he
said
still
that-
got it.
Because
Yes.
right after Perry said, "Well, I'm second to Mitch Malloy." That's what he said. Remember?
Oh right, yeah. Yep.
yeah.
I do remember
He
that.
does have. Oh man.
Wow,
I
that's
miss having
cool,
hair.
man.
'Cause my hair was like that, like super spirally curly. And
Yeah, we've seen those pictures of you.
Oh, I
and
did
your,
show you guys.
you and your
pictures.
Les Paul. You know.
Yeah. Well, no, that's
When-
what it was. But I mean, it used to be like down.
And
to
that was
almost
before,
my
right?
waist.
That was probably
was-
early on in your hair growing career.
The Les Paul I showed you, I was like 13 or 14 there. I'd only been playing guitar for a couple. Like
And that's
2
the
years.
guitar that's the guitar you got
I
back,
still
right?
have, I can get it out if you want to see it.
But that's the one that you got back that you had
Yeah.
you lost for a while, or you sold it and it was
Yeah.
gone for a while, right? That's
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, I can show you off the airway if you want to see it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
Don't
that's
lose
cool.
the momentum now, but yeah, very cool. Yeah, the picture actually I have right here. This is the picture you're talking about.
Yep.
But so my hair eventually came down to about like there, like my waist.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. But you can see it's like really curly. It would get like frizzy. My hair is very similar to I'm trying to think who what's that guy's name? Waddy Wachtel.
Oh yeah, for Stevie Nicks. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just
Grows out. Yeah.
when I had it that long, people used to come up to me and like pat me on the back and say, "Oh, you're a member of the tribe." When I would do gigs, like, "Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm not Jewish." And they said, "You got this like spirally frizzy hair." And I'm like, "No, I had straight. My hair was as straight as yours, as a long kid, until I went through puberty, and then it went wow, like."
Could have been worse. Could have been Neil Sean Afro.
And my eyes changed from like a dark brown to light green.
Jeez.
Nice.
So I don't know. I'm a mutant, I guess.
Maybe.
We already knew that anyway.
We won't say anything.
Yeah.
You guys go and watch Quiet Riot?
I've
saw
never-
'em in-
I've never seen them.
I saw them not the Metal Health tour, but the one after it.
one after that?
I
Condition
guess
Critical?
Condition Critical, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only version of Quiet Riot I saw was the Us Festival. That's the only
TK,
time I've gone.
Were they opening for somebody, or were they doing like a headline show?
What, at Us Festival?
No, when TK saw him on Condition
Oh, I'm
Critical,
sorry.
what kind of
That
venue?
was like 85, I guess, 84. They were headlining, yeah.
In a theater or arena?
Arena,
Wow. Yeah, that was like 84. I think.
yeah.
Right. Wow. Nice.
Yeah, but that's the only time.
Well, I guess they got new music coming out in 22. So all new members.
I know.
So I don't know. It's going to be, that would be kind of strange.
They're the only band that I don't see how you do that.
Right. Yeah.
Unless you pass
Molly
the torch,
Hatchet had that, or Blackfoot had that.
I have one guess. Are they hoping they get a younger audience that has no idea who the original members are? Maybe I don't know how that would happen. I'm just trying to spitball. Like I don't know what the thought is. Like
Foreigner proved it's possible.
Well, that's what I mean. Like there is
Or
bands
without
who've done
any
it.
original members.
So
Right. There's bands that have done it. So maybe that's their angle. I don't know.
So what I'm reading now is that
I'll be right back.
okay.
Be right back.
What I'm reading now is September of 2020.
Okay.
Quiet Riot announced on their Facebook page they will continue on without Benali, who had wished that they keep the music and legacy of the band alive. So I guess it was his dying wish that they tour with whatever iteration of the band is, that they keep the music and the name. So looks like that's why.
I think
I would assume that much like Skinner, that his widow will get paid that way. When he sets it up that way, she continues to get paid.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a good thing. So go ahead. Sorry, Tom.
No. You were finishing. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, you were done. Okay. I've only been privy to those kind of like contracts once, because not me, but a friend of a friend's a good friend of mine's wife. So it's not someone that I know well. It's his wife. I don't know his wife well. But she's an entertainment lawyer, so she looks at those all the time. Big contracts, dealing with that kind of stuff. The way it's set up, according to what she told me, so if I'm completely wrong and I sound like an idiot, like usual, I apologize. But according to what she told me, each person has like, their nut or their chunk. And no matter who it is, you can even will that to someone. That is your property, like you own a house.
Right.
So if you die, it goes to your next of kin. If there's no information, she went from wills and trusts to working with artists. So that's why she deals with that contract stuff. But if you die, that's what she mostly deals with, that kind of stuff. If you die, what happens is it goes to your next heir if you don't name, unless you pre-allocated, I want my, spouse to get it so that your kids don't try and steal it from your current wife when you died, or, however you want to do it. But so I would assume it's the same way.
Probably. But it's hey, if they play the same music, we'll know it, and maybe some younger generations will be like, hey, maybe I'll go back and listen to some other stuff. So you never know what's going to happen. It'll generate some more revenue, like you said, for the family.
Well, I mean, there was people like, after the Almonds had their huge heyday, there was
Yeah.
people that only knew Greg Allman because of Cher. And to me, that
True.
blows my mind. But people that were only into pop music and stuff would never know who
Right.
the Almonds were. So there could be someone who sees them kind of like, who's the fake Zeppelin? Sorry to call it that, but Greta Van Fleet. They're popular. Hey, they're popular. So
They
people
are.
like that style of music. So what's not to say that, some form of like a bastardized Led Zeppelin with Jason Bonham or like another band like that could come back. As long as the people that own the rights to the name are willing to allow people to go on tour, you could see Zeppelin on tour again. It just wouldn't be any of the original members.
Well, sure. Yeah.
Jason Bonham does tour the Zeppelin Experience.
Oh, he still tours it?
Yeah, every year. Yeah, it's playing here in the fall. It plays every year.
I did not know that. I want to see that. So he does the same thing like Dweezil. Dweezil does Frank's music.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing.
That's cool. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people shit on that, but I'd rather have the option to go see it than to say, oh, well, it's not the original person. Yeah, because they're dead. Move on.
Yeah, well, it's
we just want to actually see, right.
I would go see
Jason's
Dweezil.
a sick drummer too.
Yeah.
In his own right.
Sure.
But you're never going to sing with Wolfgang. He could win 10 Grammys and people are going to go, oh, he's pretty good for Eddie's son. I think he's going to fight that his whole career. I think it's good that he's so talented and that he does have kind of a broad spectrum of influences, and he's not a clone of his dad.
He's got a long career ahead of him. He's got a long career.
Oh yeah.
And it's gonna grow, and it might not be the same as right now. Who knows what it's gonna evolve into.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I mean, when I listen to Van Halen, I want to hear the heaviest, hardest song, like Analog Kid and I talked about. Several of our albums, we wanted those ballsy songs. Sure. But when I listen to Wolfgang's album, I mean, still the two of them. Now I'm not good because it takes me a while to remember names of tracks because I just listen all the way straight through. But it was Distance. It was that the first tune, and then there was one more towards the end that was a more kind of poppy ballad.
Epiphany.
That might have been it. Yeah.
Epiphany.
I think it was one more. Yeah. Those were my two favorite on the album, and I thought I would be like Mr. Ed would be what I wanted to hear, but I realized that like it's not Eddie, so that's not what I'm looking to hear. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I thought that was a great song, but that's not like the song I go to first. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It maybe it's just because it's grown, but I think Mr. Ed might not be the best tune on the best track on the whole album, but it is a good opener.
Yeah. I thought before hearing the album, that's what I would want to hear. Like I told myself, that's what I wanted to hear. And then when I heard the whole thing, when it finally came out, I went, oh, actually, I get more of this vibe from it. Like it's an emotional kind of more melancholy vibe to the album instead of all. But then it has its moments where it's like hits you in the face.
Yeah, there's a lot. I like Think It Over is my favorite song. I mean it's a good song.
It's a very good song.
We're going to do trivia here shortly, kids. So I'll give you a hint on this. Know your Randy Rhoads.
Not the licks though, just knowledge.
Know your Randy Rhoads. That's your hint.
Randy, you know Rhodes.
So before we jump into trivia, we'll take care of.
Means you're horny in England, feeling Randy.
We'll take care of a couple of things.
Randy.
Are you Randy?
Hey, look at that.
Beautiful.
Brendan B Squared handcrafts custom cigar box guitars. And his links.
Two of those are gone. 2 are gone, folks. 2 are left.
So if I stop that, you can actually read it. All right.
There you go. Yeah, shoot me an email. Shoot me an email.
Yeah.
A couple people have inquired, so I'll be building some more. But this lot of the 4, there's only 2 left. And actually, there might only be 1 left because I got an email yesterday about one of them. So
That's
Makes me
wonderful.
happy.
Very cool.
Yeah, nice. All right, and so those of you that love your tattoos, ink the original essential tattoo care, high grade formulas with organic ingredients to hydrate and protect environment and reef safe. Fight the fade.
Fight the fade.
Yeah,
Tony's are looking good. Tony's ink's looking real good.
use it every day on both sides.
Yep.
New one's already healed up
Yep.
pretty much,
Nice.
so I don't have to take care of it like that. I can use the brightener and the sunscreen.
Looks
Mhm.
good.
Yeah. So
Nice.
Yeah, your old tattoo's looking better, Tony. It's got a lot more color showing.
yeah, it does. So yeah, that's
Nice.
good
Looks
stuff.
like it kind of brightened it up a little.
All right. So let's do trivia. Guys,
Yeah.
all
Yep.
right. So there it is. This is a trivia question about Randy Rhoads tonight. Know your Randy Rhoads, and we are giving away this Rudy Sarzo
God, that is
guitar pick
such
when
a
he was
nice
with
pick.
Dio.
Nice.
That's a cool pick.
Man, I'm a big
Nice.
Dio fan.
Same here.
So
Love it.
that's
You
what
can't
we're
win it,
playing
Charles.
for.
Charles, you can't win it.
I know. It's all right. It's all right.
All right. Kids in the chat, you know the drill. The first answer that we see correct in the chat is our winner. If you are our winner, there's an email down below. Email me your name and address, and I'll mail you this out Monday morning. So
Good luck,
good
you guys.
luck to everybody. Get ready to type because here we go. What famous bass player urged Randy Rhoads to audition for Ozzy Osbourne in late 1979? What bass player urged Randy to audition for Ozzy? All right.
This is actually one of your harder
I see
questions,
one.
Tony.
I see him. I see him.
Not Rudy.
Mike Johnson.
Big
There
withdrawn. There you go,
Mike
Mike
Johnson.
Excellent, Mike.
Oh, kid, you called it.
Yeah,
Johnson back.
Mike Johnson.
Mike Johnson's back to back.
You rock, Mike.
Yeah, he
You
won
rock.
last week too, didn't he?
He
Good one,
did.
Mike.
He's on a serious roll.
That was
No,
quick.
you know your stuff.
That was quick. And there is your
Wow.
answer. Dana Strum
Yep.
of Slaughter and later Vince Neil Band urged Randy to audition for Ozzy. Quiet Riot was, it appeared that they were not making any headroom, getting signed, or doing anything more than they were doing already. So Randy auditioned for Ozzy.
Wow.
And the rest is history.
Yes. That was probably I think that was my first rock album, or I guess you could call it metal if they call everything else metal. It was Blizzard of Oz.
Nice.
So I love that album.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Those first two.
The first
Yeah.
two.
Diary of a
Madman. Yep.
and Blizzard.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
I liked all his stuff
Mhm.
in that era. That live Speak of the Devil.
I'm a madman.
She Can't Kill Rock and Roll.
That's my favorite.
Dolls. SATO. All those,
Over
man.
the Mountain, Believer,
Oh,
SATO.
Yep. Flying High Again. Suicide
Yeah.
Solution.
That's second
Nope.
record killer.
No Bone Movies.
Those first two are great.
I try to type in though.
I also like Bark at the Moon and Ultimate Sin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those are good too. Not too
Yeah.
shabby.
I tried to type in Diary of a Madman, and it gave me Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Oh
Like
Lord.
it auto-filled it.
Yeah,
Like, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't
I
think they
The
sing the same.
guitar work on Diary of a Madman, the title track, is just outrageous.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Madman.
Yep.
Yeah, that is good. I love the acoustic. Even the riff, even on acoustic, sounds so like
Oh yeah.
evil. It's like so like
And then when
cutting,
it
like
then
in
when
your
it just
face.
when it clicks in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's double
Nice.
tracking it. You can hear the acoustic still there. It's just an
Yep.
electric.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mike Johnson wonders what Randy would be doing now musically if he was. I don't
yeah.
know. Hopefully, he would probably still be with Ozzy, but maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know, you never know.
He was going to leave anyway. That
Was he?
was the story. Yeah.
I can see him just at this point, whatever age he would have been now, maybe just probably just doing like acoustic classical gigs.
You never know.
I can see him going towards that. You know, there's a lot of guys that played with Hendrix at the end. You know, like the band of Gypsies, both of the Buddy Miles and what's his name, and there's June Sultan played with them too. But Buddy Miles and what's the other dude, the main guy in Band of Gypsies. Anyway, they said that Hendrix, the way he was going, they think he would have just started playing little jazz clubs and playing more like hybrid blues jazz stuff and going more towards playing jazz because they said he was getting bored playing rock.
Wow.
That's why he started. I mean, that's my favorite Hendrix album, Band of Gypsies. If you listen to that, it's going more towards that kind of fusion-y, like Mahavishnu kind of vibe, you know, getting to that kind of thing. That's what he was wanting to do. So,
Tom, do you
Mike,
like Machine Gun on that?
oh, I love Machine Gun.
Mike Johnson, that's you, dude.
That's a nice pick.
That's a
man.
killer.
Mike, you scored, brother.
That's
Yeah.
going out Monday
Shoot 'em down.
morning. Now,
Nice.
that's one of the later Alex Grossi.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah. And this is one from Rudy when he was with Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Rudy's been in a lot of bands.
He's been in the most metal bands of all.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I saw him with Jeff Tate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is great. I
He was
mean,
doing Operation Mindcrime.
yeah,
Was
he's
his
a great
was his
bass player.
brother playing guitar?
Yep. You're right, Charles. Good point. Yeah, both of them in Operation Mindcrime. They did the whole album.
Yeah.
This
His
is-
brother's a very talented guitar player. He's been underrated. You're fortunate to have seen that. I wish I could have seen that. I never saw that.
That's
He was in Whitesnake. He was in Ozzy.
That's a cool pick, man.
Oyster
Tony?
Cult.
This is when Carlos
Was in Rat.
with Rat.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great pick, Tony.
And the older
Getting ready for-
Carlos picks, that's one of them
You
there.
getting ready for a thumbnail, Tony?
Yes, Mike Johnson. He was in Blue Oyster Cult.
Don't forget the thumbnail.
And then their next one was that
Squad.
one.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Let me show you. This one is super, super rare. And this is probably right in the opening
Wow.
incarnation
Wow.
of Quiet Riot.
Whoa, dude. Man.
Coolness.
Very nice.
And there's nothing on the back, but yeah, that is
That's cool.
Very nice, man.
a really rare one right there.
Super, super rare.
All right. Let's get us a thumbnail going. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right.
What are we drinking tonight, Charles? I know it's not Taco Bell iced tea.
My kids got together. I think it was for I forget the holiday. I've had it now for a couple. They got me a Zach Wild Valhalla coffee.
Oh.
His coffee line is Valhalla coffees. They got me a sampler pack, and
Okay.
so I'm working on I believe it's a Zimbabwe dark roast right now.
Cool.
It's really good coffee. I recommend it, guys. Valhalla is the name of it. Zach Wild's signature
Cool.
brand. Yeah. I got great kids, guys.
Yeah, you do.
Rockers. They're all rockers. I don't know how I pulled it off, but they are all rockers.
All right.
Well, yes, sir.
Mike Johnson, congratulations, dude. I've
Yes,
got your
dude.
information.
Rocking.
I'll be mailing you that out Monday morning. So he won the Perry Richardson pick last week, too. And we got some cool guitar picks in the mail today.
Yes, we did.
Nice.
Look at that.
Thank you, Perry. Very cool, man.
Very cool.
Yeah, thanks, Perry.
Definitely cool, man.
Yeah, dude. Nice. But yeah, I'll be sending all of you something out of this package. So yeah,
Thank you, Tony.
absolutely.
Thank you, man.
That's awesome.
Thanks, man.
Awesome. Awesome.
All right, guys, we're gonna wind things down here.
Thanks, everybody, for hanging out.
Yeah.
Saturday
Love you
night.
guys.
So for those of you tomorrow night who are Van Halen fans, you can join us at 10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night as me and the guys dive into Women and Children First, the 1980 Invasion Tour, and everything that happened in the Van Halen world in 1980. So, yeah,
Love it.
be a lot of fun. So come back tomorrow night at 10 for that. Yeah. So, with that said, let's bring in our co-producer here at Show Me Your Pick, Sandra Picorni. There she is.
Hey everybody,
Hola.
how's everybody doing?
Excellent.
Things are getting back to normal because you're back, and that's wonderful.
Yes.
That was a
Yes.
great show. I enjoyed it.
Very
Yes,
cool.
me too.
It was
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah,
Back from vacation, kiddo.
I am. Just for about a week, and then I'm leaving again. So
We missed
Yep.
you last week. That
Yeah.
was
Oh,
a
stop.
that was a good time.
I'm
with
sorry
our,
I missed it.
Special
Yeah.
guest, and yes, you certainly missed out. But
Hey,
yeah,
Analog Kid did a great job in your absence.
He did. I
He
saw. I
did.
watched the replay. I saw.
Knocking,
Yeah.
rocking job, bro.
He was,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
He was tearing it up. Way to go, man. Thank you.
Yes.
Glad you're back, though. Man.
You guys all did an amazing job.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. All right, kids. So we are going to shove off from here. I want to thank everybody in the chat here tonight. You
Love you
guys
guys.
rock.
Take care.
Everybody watching replay, thanks for watching.
Yes.
Subscribe if you're not already. And we will be right back here next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, for another Show Me Your Pick. Everybody have a great weekend.
Yes.
Take
We'll
care,
see you
guys.
next Saturday.
Be good.
Be safe, everybody.